If you own a home, you've probably had that moment of panic when something breaks, and your first instinct is to call a contractor and brace for the invoice. But here's the truth. Most homeowners don't realize until they've been in their house for a few years. The vast majority of home maintenance doesn't require a professional at all. It requires knowledge, a little bit of time, and the confidence to try. This is your ultimate beginner's guide to maintaining a house without hiring a contractor. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to keep your home running smoothly, catch small problems before they become expensive disasters, and save thousands of dollars a year in the process. Let's start with the single most overlooked area of home maintenance, your HVAC system. Your furnace filter is doing more work than you think. A dirty, clogged filter forces your system to work harder, which drives up your energy bill and shortens the lifespan of your furnace. The fix is embarrassingly simple. Check your filter every 30 days and replace it every 1 to 3 months, depending on the type you use and whether you have pets. This one habit alone can improve your indoor air quality, reduce allergens circulating through your home, and prevent a costly furnace breakdown. While you're at it, get in the habit of listening to your HVAC system. Rattling, squealing, or grinding noises are early warning signs of mechanical wear, and catching them early can mean a $50 fix instead of a $5,000 replacement. Next, let's talk about something that terrifies a lot of new homeowners: plumbing. The good news is that most common plumbing problems are well within a beginner's skill level. A running toilet, for example, is almost always caused by a worn-out flapper valve, and replacing one costs less than $10 and takes about 15 minutes. Slow drains are usually the result of hair, soap scum, or grease buildup, and a simple drain snake or a mixture of baking soda and vinegar can clear most clogs without ever touching a bottle of harsh chemical drain cleaner, which can actually damage older pipes over time. If you notice a small leak under a sink, don't ignore it. Tighten the slip nut connections gently with a wrench, and if that doesn't work, a few dollars in plumber's tape and a new washer will usually solve the problem. The key with plumbing is speed. A tiny leak today is warped subfloor and mold remediation 6 months from now, so address it the moment you spot it. Now let's move outside, because your home's exterior is where some of the most expensive problems quietly develop. Your roof is your home's first line of defense, and it's also one of the most neglected areas because most people simply don't look up. Every season, take a few minutes to visually inspect your roof from the ground, or better yet, from a ladder if you're comfortable with heights. Look for missing, cracked, or curling shingles, granules collecting in your gutters which indicate your shingles are wearing down, and any signs of sagging. Inside your attic, check for water stains, daylight coming through the roof boards, or a musty smell, all of which point to hidden leaks. Catching a roofing issue early might mean replacing a handful of shingles yourself for under $100, versus discovering a rotted roof deck years later that costs tens of thousands to repair. While you're outside, don't forget your gutters. Clogged gutters are one of the leading causes of basement moisture problems and foundation damage, because when water can't flow away from your home properly, it pools around your foundation and works its way inside. Clean your gutters at least twice a year, in the spring and fall, and make sure downspouts extend at least 4 to 6 feet away from your foundation. This single task, which costs you nothing but an afternoon, prevents some of the most expensive water damage repairs a homeowner can face. Speaking of moisture, let's talk about your basement, because this is where a lot of hidden damage happens, slowly and silently. If you notice a musty smell, efflorescence, which is that white chalky residue on concrete walls, or visible dampness after heavy rain, your basement is telling you it has a moisture problem. The first thing to check is your grading, meaning the slope of the soil around your home. Soil should slope away from your foundation, not toward it. If water is pooling near your foundation walls, adding soil to correct the grade is a simple weekend project that can solve the issue entirely. A dehumidifier set to maintain around 50% humidity can also protect your basement from mold growth and musty odors, especially during humid summer months. Now let's address a question a lot of people search for. Why does your house feel cold even with the heat on? 9 times out of 10, this isn't actually a heating problem, it's an insulation and air sealing problem. Warm air is escaping and cold air is sneaking in through gaps you can't even see. Check around your windows and doors for drafts by holding a lit candle or a piece of tissue paper near the edges on a windy day. If the flame flickers or the tissue moves, you found an air leak. Weather stripping and caulk are inexpensive fixes that take less than an hour per window or door, and they can dramatically improve comfort while lowering your heating bill. Also check your attic insulation. Many older homes have inadequate insulation, and adding more is one of the most cost-effective energy efficiency upgrades you can make without hiring anyone, since bad insulation is designed for straightforward, do-it-yourself installation. This brings us naturally to reducing your electricity bill without sacrificing comfort, something almost every homeowner wants to figure out. Beyond sealing air leaks and maintaining your HVAC system, a programmable or smart thermostat is one of the best investments you can make. Setting your thermostat back by just 7 to 10 degrees for 8 hours a day, such as while you're at work or asleep, can save you a meaningful percentage on your annual heating and cooling costs. LED bulbs, which use a fraction of the energy of incandescent bulbs and last years longer, are another simple upgrade. And don't underestimate the power of your water heater. Water heating is often the second largest energy expense in a home after heating and cooling. Lowering your water heater's temperature to around 120 degrees Fahrenheit not only saves energy, but also reduces the risk of scalding and slows mineral buildup inside the tank, which extends its lifespan. That mineral buildup is actually a huge factor in why water heaters raise energy bills over time. Sediment collects at the bottom of the tank, forcing the heating element to work harder to heat the same amount of water. The fix is a maintenance task most homeowners never do. Flushing your water heater once a year. Attach a hose to the drain valve at the bottom of the tank. Run it outside or into a floor drain and let the tank drain completely to flush out sediment. This 15-minute task can meaningfully extend the life of your water heater and keep your energy bills in check. Let's shift now to some smart home upgrades that actually save money, because not every upgrade is worth the hype. Smart thermostats, as mentioned, are genuinely worth it. Smart power strips, which cut power to electronics in standby mode, can eliminate what's sometimes called phantom energy draw, which quietly adds up on your bill every month. Water leak sensors placed near your water heater, washing machine, and undersinks are inexpensive and can alert you to a leak before it turns into thousands of dollars in water damage. These are practical upgrades, not gimmicks, and every one of them is a simple do-it-yourself installation. Now, let's cover some of the most common home maintenance mistakes that end up costing homeowners thousands of dollars. The first is ignoring small problems because they seem minor. A tiny roof leak, a slow drain, a flickering light switch, these are never actually minor. They're early warnings. The second mistake is neglecting seasonal maintenance entirely. Your home's needs change with the seasons, and skipping spring and fall maintenance routines means small issues compound throughout the year. The third mistake is using the wrong tools or techniques for a repair, which can turn a simple fix into a bigger problem. So it's always worth taking a few minutes to research the correct method before starting any project. And the fourth mistake, probably the most expensive one, is skipping preventative maintenance altogether and only reacting once something breaks. Preventative maintenance is almost always cheaper than emergency repair. For those of you in colder climates, let's talk specifically about preventing frozen pipes, because this is one of the most damaging and preventable winter disasters a homeowner can face. When temperatures drop well below freezing, water inside exposed or poorly insulated pipes can freeze and expand, and that expansion can crack the pipe, leading to significant water damage once it thaws. To prevent this, insulate any exposed pipes in unheated areas like basements, crawl spaces, attics, and garages using inexpensive foam pipe insulation sleeves. On extremely cold nights, let faucets connected to vulnerable pipes drip slightly, since moving water is far less likely to freeze than standing water. Keep your thermostat at a consistent temperature, even overnight, rather than turning your heat down significantly. And open cabinet doors under sinks that sit against exterior walls so warm air can circulate around the pipes. If you're going away for an extended period during winter, never turn your heat off completely, and consider shutting off your main water supply and draining your pipes if you'll be gone for an extended stretch. Let's also touch on basic home safety, because maintenance isn't only about saving money, it's about protecting your family. Test your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors monthly, and replace the batteries at least once a year. A great trick is to do it when you change your clocks for daylight saving time. Check that your fire extinguisher is easily accessible and not expired. Inspect your electrical panel for any signs of rust, burning smells, or breakers that trip frequently, which can indicate a wiring issue that needs professional attention, since electrical work is one of the few areas where safety should always come before saving money. And walk through your home periodically checking for tripping hazards, loose handrails, and unsecured furniture, especially if you have young children or elderly family members living with you. To bring this all together, here's a simple approach that will keep you organized. Build yourself a basic monthly home maintenance checklist. Every month, check your HVAC filter and test your smoke detectors. Every season, inspect your roof, clean your gutters, check for drafts around windows and doors, and look for signs of moisture in your basement. Once a year, flush your water heater, inspect your attic insulation, and do a full walk around of your home's exterior looking for cracks in the foundation, damaged siding, or deteriorating caulk around windows. This rhythm of small, consistent checks is what separates homeowners who spend thousands of dollars on emergency repairs from homeowners who spend a fraction of that on simple preventative fixes. The bottom line is this: maintaining a house without hiring a contractor isn't about becoming a professional tradesperson overnight. It's about understanding your home well enough to notice problems early. Having a small toolkit and a bit of basic knowledge, and being willing to spend an afternoon on a task that could otherwise cost you hundreds or thousands of dollars if left to a professional, or worse, left ignored. Every homeowner starts as a beginner, and every skill covered in this video, from replacing a furnace filter to flushing a water heater to sealing a drafty window, was learned by someone who simply decided to try. Start with one task from this list today, build the habit, and you'll find that maintaining your home becomes less intimidating and genuinely rewarding over time. If this guide helped you, keep it close for reference, revisit it each season, and you'll be well on your way to a safer, more efficient, and more affordable home for years to come.